The language of statistics, number 2. Before you carry out a statistical investigation, you need to understand what a survey is and the process for conducting a survey. You also will need to understand how to analyse the data and draw conclusions, and think about how your data can be used. A survey is a way of gathering information about a specific question, and then you analyse that data and draw your conclusions. Before you start, you need to think very carefully about why you're doing the survey, and that is all based around a well-worded question. You'll also need to consider who you are going to survey to get the best information. Then you'll need to learn how to do a lot of different kinds of graphs: bar graphs, box and whisker, stem and leaf, line graphs or time series graphs, and then think about which graph will best represent your data. You will also need to consider your presentation format. When you collect data, you have your question and you have a tally sheet. And a tally sheet is open-ended. Now, it's open-ended for a reason, because you don't know, when you ask people your question, what their responses will be. For example, if our question is, what is your favourite colour? And you ask someone and you create a tally. So the first person says red, and you give that one for the tally. The next person says green, 1. The next person says blue, 1. The next person says red, the next person says red. So you're making a tally. When you get to 5 reds, then you make your lines like that. Then the last column is your frequency, and this is your total. So here it would be 5, 1, 1. Of course, this is not really good data, but it gives you the idea. All these different graphs you will learn about during class time. We have a bar graph which compares categories of data. We have a histogram that compares quantitative data. We have a time series graph, a pie graph, and a stem and leaf graph. One that could be challenging for you is the box and whisker graph at the bottom. That is one that you could extend your knowledge of graphing to include in your statistical investigation if it suits your data.